Last time we had a look at the horizontal type movements of the upper body. This time let's take a look at the lower body combinations that will give us two more essential movement patterns. These movement patterns will also help us make sense of the swim kicks. For quad dominant actions, we want the following combinations to be present. Now why these three? Let's discuss. When done on land, quad dominant actions allow for an upright body position where the weight of the body is mostly on the back foot or the heels. To avoid falling backward, the front chain of the body, which includes the abs, have to counterbalance by contracting. The tension in the front chain extends all the way to the quads, hence the quad dominant nickname. Quad dominant actions move parallel in relation to the midline. In other words, we want to ensure that the hip extensors of the glutes do not override the exercise, since the glutes have a different purpose. A glute band can be a tactile reminder that the quad dominant actions avoid intersecting with the midline. So pushing out against the band would require an element of hip abduction. We complete the setup by further favoring the front chain through internal rotation. Notice that the trajectories from level 2 and 3 closely follow the shape of a glute band. In other words, we want the feet to screw into the ground to emphasize the front chain. So if this is our contracted position, we want to prompt the lowering phase by screwing outward through external rotation. The trajectory of the standing position earlier will now sink as we go deeper into the squat. Observe how level 3's trajectory is now going against level 2's trajectory. An open chain version of the movement would look like this. This is the part where the dolphin kick snaps the feet for propulsion. The external rotation of the hips act as a braking mechanism, which is a major contributor to the snap of whip-type kicks. Although the knee bend is obviously different, the primary level actions have similar trajectories. If you're not convinced, the up kick might further prove that indeed we are using a quad dominant movement pattern. The position of the hip segment is crucial to turn the foot into this ankle position. Additionally, notice the relatively compressed torso in this same position. This is to show that the arrangements in the up kick are very similar to the top position of the squat. Not to mention that there is no part of the dolphin kick where the legs have to close into the midline, which is very characteristic of quad dominant movements that only move parallel to the midline but never crosses over it. Now we could just go with more specific exercise choices and aim for maximum transferability or specificity, but mastering even the bodyweight version of quad dominant squats allows for the overloading of all the muscles that we would eventually use in the water. Stay tuned for the next topic of hinge patterns.